Our days are getting shorter. So how's it going for everybody? Turn this like I see the house before it gets dark.
Go look at our dog cot. See if they're right.
Not right now, yeah. I'll do it later. So we got the main roofs ready for 10. I'd say we got quite a bit done the last week. We had Clayton Graham from Indiana and Eli Glick from Ohio, Moles Nolt and Louis Hostetler from Tennessee here. Sorry for the motor, guys. My wife's pumping some water, so yeah. So right here, it's going to be where the porch starts. That'll be porch. And this will be part of the house. For right now, I'm gonna put 1-inch boards on the outside, you know, out here. And then later we might put studs on the inside. Still got a lot of work to do. Hopefully we can get this thing before winter comes. This is the board for the stairs. Yeah, I was thankful for all the help we had. So if anybody wants to come, we still got a lot of work to do. Yeah, the weather changed kind of cool today. Had a little rain, partly cloudy, but it's been a reasonably nice week we had. The goats are wanting their food to put up. We'll go over here and get them goats in. So I got some of the potatoes harvested. Got 21 5-gallon buckets so far. What's that? Oh, they might be. It's kind of cool today. Let me get some feed here. Yeah, it's been a busy week. Let me get some feed real quick, guys. Sorry it's dark in here. Yeah, the goats are putting on some weight, getting ready for winter, it looks like. They've been eating oats out of the oat field. Probably fatten them up pretty good. Come on. I see the neighbors' stoves are going. A lot of neighbors have got their stoves going. I guess it's cold enough they need to heat the houses. Yeah, we cook with wood, so we always use a burn a fire every day. Come on. Come on. Let's turn this around. Here come all the goats. I think almost everybody's in. Okay. Right. Goats are put away. Might be wondering where the pigs are. There they are. You can't see them. It's a little dark. Let me back up a bit. And these pigs are like dogs. They follow you around like a dog. He probably weighs 600 pounds. Hey, move out of the way. Nowhere to feed you yet. That's too bad you can't see him. It's too dark. Baby's in there. Yeah, get out of here. So how's everybody doing? Hopefully we'll get the roof on by the beginning of next week. And get the house under cover so the rain and snow don't get into it. You guys, I'm not giving you food right now. They really think that I'm gonna feed them, so they're following me like a dog. I've been cutting logs for the house. Still got quite a bit to cut yet. So Dave Nayback hauled some logs in for us from 2 places. Been sitting for a couple of years, so pretty dry. That way the boards won't they won't warp as bad if they're drier like this. You pesky things. Hey, Johnny. Can you light the lamp for me, please?
You bring my other water?
Yep, I light the lamp.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's dark in the house. Whew. Just have to light a lamp. Well, I got a message from my brother this morning saying Israel's at war with Hamas again. Keep hearing different wars going on. Haven't looked much into it, but yeah, it's seems like the world as we know it could change very quickly. And that pig's a whole lot bigger than you. A hand chain. Uh-oh, she got her gloves dirty. Here you go. Okay. Yeah, hopefully he'll be. I'm gonna try to get rid of him before it gets too long. Either I'll trade him for the Amish, or we might butcher myself if they don't want him. We got enough small ones. We're gonna have plenty to eat, I think. I just want to get rid of them before it gets too cold, so we don't have to buy feed in the winter. It's too kind of expensive when you don't have an income coming in. Summers, I usually work for a neighbor lady. I weed her flower beds every week. And that helps with the money for the feed. Say hi. Yeah, it's been a nice week. It sure feels good to have that house getting closer to getting the roof on. I expect it'll be a while before we get it done, but it's just the part that's hardest is the roof. It's the middle section of the roof, you know. What are you doing? Come mess with us again. Get it. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, it's funny how pigs are so much like dogs sometimes.
One pig.
Pig, yeah.
One
Yeah,
pig. Oh, tail.
Yeah. Well, let's go in the house and see if Mom got a light turned on. It's a little cool out here. So you guys ready for winter? Got your firewood cut? We haven't got all of our firewood cut yet, but we got a good pile of slabs here we'll have to cut up, and that should do quite a bit of firewood. That pile's got, so I figure we burn about a wheelbarrow load a day. So we've got a few months of firewood right there in that pile. Maybe 2-3 months. More like 3 months probably. Maybe 4 months. It's a pretty good pile. We should have. And it's pretty dry too. This wood's been sitting for a year or two. The logs, so it won't be as sappy. We'll have to extend the chimney up past the roof because our roof added a second story to it, which makes the chimney too low. Get in the house here. She lit lamps, so. Hey, Johnny, keep it in my chair, please. Oh, here it is. Yes, this coming Saturday, there's going to be an auction at Henry Miller's. He's selling out and moving to Missouri. So, hasn't got a lot of stuff. He's got some horse equipment, horses, sheep, household stuff. Sure would wish I could get some of that horse equipment. I got. Whoa. Just a bit. I'm going to turn this lamp up a bit. Huh? There we go. So, you want to sit here just a bit? Let me clear a spot off for you. Try to get this set up a bit. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I had on my mind this last week, talking to different people, and you know, when you talk with people, subjects come up and you talk about it, and I find it interesting sometimes how you can talk about a subject and, you know, they have different opinions on certain things, and most will say, well, they use the Bible, you know, for their basis of how they believe, but then yet a lot of times it seems like you read the Bible and it doesn't match up. And then when you ask them, well, it doesn't seem like that's what the Bible's saying, they'll say, well, we don't believe it that way, or we believe it this way. I thought, well, you know, it sure be nice if people could be honest with what the Word says. And that way it would take care of a lot of the divisions that are in the churches and groups. It seems like a lot of times, and it's not just religion, it's in science and politics and history. You can have something sitting right in front of you, and yet people won't believe it. And it makes you wonder sometimes, maybe people aren't as smart as we think they are. We think we're smart, but yet when it comes down to our ability to know what's truth and what's not truth, it's like, Like I've sat and listened to people talk about global warming, and the premise they state, you know, that emissions cause global warming. Just a bit, Dictionary. Wait, I'm done. Greenhouse effect gas, they say. But yet, if I read history, like I've said this before, that you can correlate the cold periods of the Earth with volcanoes. Whenever a volcano blew that put ash into the stratosphere, it caused cooling on the Earth, and, you know, cold weather and snow, crops to fail, and so. And it's kind of interesting how people will say that emissions cause warming, yet in reality, what is a volcano? It's a lot of dust and particles, emissions, you know, so to say. It's not necessarily, it doesn't cause heating, it causes cooling. So that's one subject I think is interesting, how people will adamantly claim that it's emissions causing warming, and yet we can see in our own study that it's not. What are you doing? Huh? You want to tie your thing up? So how's the weather in your guys' areas? Your leaves changing? We got leaves turning here. They're turning orange and yellow. Red. Hey, Diggs. Are you there? Could you bring my coffee, please? Seems like we only got about one person on the stream tonight. Maybe two at the most. Ever since I changed to 7 o'clock, I don't get as many people coming on, but it gets so dark here early that if I want to show you guys stuff, I've got to start at 7, around 7. Because it's just like, what? Make me some, please. What? What is it? So we got more potatoes to harvest hopefully this next week. We got 21 buckets so far, 21 5-gallon buckets, and I suspect we'll probably get at least between 25 and 30 buckets yet in the ground. Carrots are done. We got the carrots all harvested and most of them canned. Beets, we got some harvested, but not all of them. And it looks like the goats are going on the oats, so I'll probably let them just eat them up. I'll put the horses in there after they get the main oats ate off. I'll put the horses in, fatten them up, maybe. It just seems like I don't have time to harvest them oats. I wish I did, but it would take me a couple days, and I'm so busy with the house, I'll probably focus on that. Try to get that house done. At least get it boxed in or covered up before winter. Hey. What are you doing? Hey, easy. Let's see, live chat. We have had no messages. Hey. You making faces again in the camera? It's funny how she sees herself in the camera and makes faces. Yeah, if anybody wants to talk, my number's on the about section. You can call me and have a chat. I like to talk to people sometimes. Give me something to do. I don't sleep that much at night, so if you call me in the evenings, I'm almost always there. Duke of Rhodes, great family. Well, how are you doing, Duke?
Stop it.
Yeah, I don't. It's harder for me to email because it takes a lot of time to type out the mail. Or to write letters takes time too. So I'm so busy. It's easier for me just to talk. So a lot of times I can do stuff while I talk. Hey. But usually I like to do it in the evenings when I'm done working for the day. I'm saying that with my kids as well. Yeah, we had a nice day today. Just took it easy and had a little meeting and sung some songs, read the Bible, and taking a rest from all our labors this last week. We had a really busy week building. I was getting, I noticed my one knee was getting kind of sore from I guess my age is coming up on me because I could notice my one knee was hurting a bit from sitting on the lumber all the time all day. Otherwise, been pretty good. What, you want a toothpick too? I'll get you a toothpick then. Where's the hole? There we go. There's the hole. Hey. If everybody's got any questions, just ask. I'll try to answer them the best I can if I can help you with anything or just subject talk about, stories to tell. I always feel like it's easier for me to talk to somebody than just talk to a screen. I have a hard time doing that. When I was, I like the live chats because I can have someone to talk to. If anybody wants to live chat, let me know. I'll send you a link and we'll do one. So last week on Thursday, 2 of the Amish girls got married and they're building 2 new houses. We're going to get some closer neighbors on 10 Mile. Hey, don't be fine with your girl. Hey. So 2 of Joe's girls got married.
Yeah.
Joe Miller's girls. And they're both, one of them's going to live on 11 Mile and one's building a house on 10 Mile. So they'll be our closest neighbors, I think. So there's a lot of building going on. Yeah, it seems like when we first moved up here, there was a lot of land for sale. There's not as much for sale as it used to be, but there's still some. It runs close to $1,000 an acre up here. And over on Sugar Island, there's like 9 parcels for sale. Yeah, I think if you're living in the city, it'd be a good idea to move out before too long. Whenever anything happens, I wouldn't want to be in the city. Not the best place to raise kids either, but that's my opinion of it. City. As a boy, I grew up in the suburbs. You know, I was raised until I was 13. No, Anna, in the suburbs, and then my parents moved to a 5-acre farm when I was 13. And I'm sure glad they did, because it gave me a chance to experience animals and plants and bugs and, you know, the earth, garden. I learned a lot. What's that?
I was on a farm before you.
Probably.
My parents had their place before I was born.
My wife was saying she was on the farm before me. I said, well, she probably was, but she probably didn't do what I did.
That's not fun.
Big town, not big city, but still I'm here. Any type of religion. Goat Prepper says, are you a type of religion? We're Christians. I'm not a member of any denomination, but I suppose if you asked like what faith, I would say probably similar to the Seventh-day Baptists, more like them than any others maybe, but again, not 100% member of that church either. We just have home church here.
Mommy.
Orthodox church. Oh no. Will you please not be whining with Johnny? Did you come get her? She's gonna whine. Did you take her toothpick? Well, you be doing that. Yeah, the kids, they like to copy me with toothpicks.
Want your vomit off?
I thought it was kind of funny. I've gone to neighbors before and had a toothpick in my mouth. The kids had a toothpick in their mouth, and then they started complaining about kids having a toothpick. I said, well, our kids have always had toothpicks. I don't know why your videos are interesting. Well, thank you. And I wish you success too. I mean, I wish I could help people the best I could with farming and gardening and raising their animals. You know, just living a more self-sufficient life, because I think our country needs more individuals who are living off the land. Because without a solid base of strong family landed farmers, we're going to have some issues in the future. I mean, up here, it's getting hard to find people who want to work. It's not a lot of young people up here. A lot of people are older. The workers are kind of scarce and hard to come by.
I got one.
Yeah, the world's changing, but I think if we try to maintain some of the old traditions, I think we'll be better off in a way. Hopefully we can be prepared for to just live our lives without being tied to the system where everything's so intertwined. Which, in my opinion, a system we have today is very unstable. It's it's gotten too big.
Anna?
You say Anna?
No.
There's Anna. Don't be fighting with each other now. Goat Prepper Herbal Teas. This is new I've never seen before either. Come by Liberty, Kentucky. Yeah, it's funny because I used to live down in Kentucky. I was, me and Titus are very similar. I mean, in my time in Kentucky, I used to hitchhike, and I was with the Amish at the time. And Titus and me, we're both not from the Amish. I was raised Mormon, and I joined the Amish, and I became a Sabbath keeper in 2007. But I'm definitely not Seventh-day Adventist, and that's where me and Titus Glabus we would have some differences when it comes to how we look at the. I think a lot of things were similar. I've never talked to Titus personally, but I think the biggest difference is probably I would not subscribe to Ellen G. White's writings, and I would say I try to keep the Bible and the Bible alone, where a lot of the Seventh-day Adventists, they're more apt to take Ellen G. White and use her writings. But fundamentally, Titus is teaching the gospel of Christ, baptism by immersion in the name of Christ Jesus for remission of sins, and that's something I am very strongly believe in, keeping the commandments and trying to live a simple life, not like the world, and be a light to the world. So in some ways, it'd be nice to talk to him and see how well we would become, have the unity of the faith. Like I said, if Seventh-day Adventists, it's probably the biggest difference between us. My come help Tess build his church. Yeah,
Come help build our house first.
He can come help build our house. We have a meeting in our house, so. Yeah, I don't drive, so it's kind of hard for me to travel. I used to live in Sonora, Kentucky, Amish Lane, and I used to shoe horses. I was a horse shoer, horse trainer. I would have been there. I'd be happy to. I would have been there back. It'd been over 16 years ago. Back when I was in Kentucky, because I moved. Stephen Hayes is here. Hey, Pete. No, I moved to Belize, and I was in Belize for 10 years in Central America. We had a community down there. We started a horse and buggy community, and the one community we had about 5 years, and then most moved back to U.S. and Canada. And last week, we went up to Canada. David, false arrived in Indiana. It was a pleasure spending time with your family. Thanks, Clayton. You really helped out. I appreciate that. It's gotten cool here too. We had a cool day today. It was quite a bit cooler today than we've had all year. So I think winter's coming. Well, I moved to Belize in 2006 or the beginning of 2007. I can't remember exactly which day it was or which year it was, but I know it was somewhere around there because I was down there for 10 years, and then decided I didn't like the heat. And I figured it was, I think the north, I prefer a little bit more in the northern country. I feel like it's more suited to my my type of lifestyle, and just the overall. I have an issue with the heat. I have a hard time working hard in the heat. I get too hot. And up here, I can put clothes on. I can go out and work in the cold, and I stay pretty much all right. But it seems like you can never get away from the heat. When it's hot, it's hot. Just when I was in Kentucky, I noticed I used to hitchhike back and forth between Tennessee and Kentucky, and sometimes I'd go to other states. And I noticed through Tennessee, the police officers were quite rough. They said it was illegal to hitchhike in the interstate in Tennessee, and through Nashville. But the city bus in Nashville didn't start till you were almost in Nashville. So to get into Nashville, you had to hitchhike. And there was one time I had a police officer stop me on the Parkway, and he had told me that if I hitchhike again, he's going to arrest me. And thankfully, somebody stopped and picked me up before I raised my hand up. But he was slowly falling behind me. Someone picked me up and brought me into Nashville. I got the bus and got on. But it was, I've hitchhiked all over the country. There's a lot of good people out there you meet, talk to, and had a few scary experiences. But overall, I think it was a kind of a fun thing to do, enjoyable, to visit with people, meet new people. There's a lot of lonely people in this world. I mean, some of these truckers, they spend their whole day in the truck mostly by themselves, and it's like lonely. There's not a lot of people to talk to on the trucking. I mean, they got the radio and phone, but no personal interaction. And, people just, I feel bad for all the people out there that are so lonely. Not able to have a good conversation or fellowship with people. It was. I'm trying to think which year it was. I went to Europe, and I traveled around Europe. And it was actually easier to hitchhike in parts of Europe than it is in America. I had a really easy time in Germany, but I think Ireland was the worst place to hitchhike I've ever been to. You walk a lot of miles in Ireland, people would just pass you, they wouldn't pick you up. I don't know if it's because of the trouble in Ireland with the Catholic and Protestant wars in time, or people aren't as trusting there. But no, I don't hitchhike as much anymore. I'm married now and got a wife and kids. I think my wife don't like it, but I try to do the. People always ask me, why do I not drive a vehicle? And if I say why, I don't believe the vehicle keeps you out of heaven. I don't do it for that reason. I just feel like the vehicle in itself can be used as a tool, but yet a lot of times it in a community setting, people spread out further. They aren't as close neighbors. They aren't as now people say, well, you can help other people far away. It's true, and it's true that way. But if times get rough and we don't have the ability to drive, it'd be really hard not to have a support group around you. To be alone. I mean, my goal would be in the future to have a community of people who try to raise their own food and help each other with farming and maybe trade animals, etc. I know there's people out there, it's just hard to find them. Have any of you guys been to Hester, Kentucky? That's an interesting community. I think the model they have is pretty interesting. How they have community businesses and they share the land. It was set up by a German, and his original plan was to make a sovereign country. And actually, he won the case in court. Yeah, it'd be nice if you're close, you come visit. Up in this area, there's not a lot of people like us. I don't really know anybody right near close to here, except the Amish. Which, I would love to work with the Amish as a community, but we have enough differences, and we're too modern. We're too modern to actually fit in completely with them. But I actually lived with the Amish for 8.5 years. I was with the Amish, and they learned the language, and I learned a lot from the Amish. I feel like as a people, many of them are sincerely trying to live a good life, but they have the same as all people. We have to deal with the flesh and the devil and the world, and it's a constant constant battle, you'd say, to maintain the traditional lifestyle in the family, the community, in a way that's productive and peaceful. And it seems like in this day and age, people become more and more independent and less community-minded. For the sake of the children, I think it's really important that people start to think about the fact that we need community, that the children of like-minded individuals can get together and marry people who are similar to them. Because, when you marry someone who's not like you, it can cause a lot of trouble. It's hard enough if you're alike, but you got two that are very different kind of people, then it's hard. It's just, I see the Amish in a way they have an advantage that they have communities where the children can marry each other, and that helps them be able to maintain their culture.
No, Johnny, it's fine.
Yeah, it's sorry guys, because of my eye. Sure nice to have a wood stove. I always said, boy, I like the wood heat. You feel that nice, warm, radiant heat coming off the stove. A night like tonight, if it wasn't for a wood stove, the house would feel cold.
Probably too hot, so there you go. Half full.
Oh, my wife made coffee. Oh, it says a little hot. Can you bring me a cup so I can... Ooh, yeah, it's a little hot. I wish I could figure out a way to grow my own coffee. I try to grow most of my stuff, and
Well, then I probably have to have a better heated greenhouse.
I've never found a way to grow coffee in the north. I used to grow coffee when I was in Belize. I had my own trees, and I had two varieties of coffee. I had a red berry coffee and a yellow berry coffee. They were similar taste, but just different berry color. Coffee's actually a pretty easy plant to grow. I used to grow hundreds of them and sell them. It's a bush. It's a bush. It's a bush. When the coffee plants, I used to plant the seeds in little bags. I'd get them about 6 inches high and sell them for $1 a piece. Supposed to be in the forest, it was still doing it, sure.
So when you buy whole coffee beans, can you plant one of those and grow, or that's been?
Well, if you buy raw ones that aren't roasted, they will. I mean, most beans you buy are roasted, but if you buy a raw bean, I'm pretty sure you could grow it because in the coffee fruit, there's 2 seeds, one on each side, and when you see a bean, it's only 1/2 a seed.
Is there only 2 seeds per pod?
Yeah, there's 2 seeds per pod. I saw a few pods here and there that had 1 seed in them, but that was unusual. Usually, they always had 2 seeds per berry, and the berries grew in bunches. Flowers usually white, small flowers, and they would flower in bunches, and then you'd have a bunch of berries hanging. Yeah, there's a lot of plants in Belize that aren't in America that I think one of my favorite fruits was the sapodilly. I like the sapodillies that were grafted, the bigger ones. Some people call them mommy apple. Mommies were all right, but sapodillies were better. They had a big black seed in the center, and they used to make gum out of them sapodilly trees. They would cut the trees on angles, cuts on an angle, another cut coming this way, and then another cut going there, and then the sap would run down, and they would collect it into a basin. That's how they would make chewing gum out of it. The old chewing gum back in the day was all made out of the sap from those trees. And you could see in the old trees in the jungles where the people had cut the trees for the sap years ago. But now most gum's made synthetically, so that industry pretty much died out back in the day when they quit doing the real gum. The monkeys, they like that fruit. They would get up in those trees and eat the fruit and the leaves. That's one animal I could never figure out. Monkeys. They yeah. I could probably do without coffee, but I drink a lot of it, so I would miss it if I didn't have it. I'd have to figure out a substitute probably. Maybe tea of some kind of herbal tea. I drink coffee in the evenings, before I go to bed. And I've noticed when I drink my own coffee, I can sleep just fine. But if I buy coffee from the gas station, that keeps me awake. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They might put something in their beans. So, Pete, I was going to ask you, up there in where you live, have you ever seen the American chestnut trees? I've never seen any here. I've always wanted to get a hold of some seeds, and plant me some trees and see how they grew up here. I don't know if Michigan are they native to this area, but it'd be nice to have chestnuts. I would enjoy some of them. But the only place I ever saw a tree was years ago. I was on a trip, and I saw a tree. It was American chestnut. It wasn't a Chinese one. And I believe if I'm right, it was on the way to Pennsylvania, going towards Pennsylvania on the east side of Ohio. There was a rest stop that had a chestnut tree. And it was, I picked some nuts up, took them home and cooked them up, and they're pretty good. I say back in the day, the east side of America had all kinds of chestnuts, and then disease come through and killed them all. And we had the same thing happen here with the elms. The Dutch elm disease killed almost all our old elm trees are standing dead. But there's still a lot of young ones around. You know, the disease didn't kill the young trees. It only killed the old ones. But it seems like the chestnuts didn't make it. If they were here, I don't really even know if they were here or not. But I did notice the red elms seem to be more resistant to the Dutch elm disease as the white. Most of the white trees, most of them you don't see many at all of the white elm, but the red elm, here and there you'll see little trees that still made it through, you know. What are you looking for?
The scissors.
Huh?
The scissors.
Scissors. The scissors, where are they? Here they are. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ouch.
My coffee. Almost spilled my coffee.
Bring my finger.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Go get a drink. Why are these kids so whiny after they wake up?
Whiny? I don't know. Yeah, I said, I think of all countries when I've traveled around, you mentioned monkeys. I had a professor who had some time stolen from monkeys who trained me. Oh, I can believe monkeys could be thieves. They like shiny things too. But monkeys in general, they weren't that much of a problem. They didn't bother the gardens because they didn't really come down from the trees that much. They stayed up in the trees. You'd hear them screaming and fighting with each other, yelling. And if you went under the trees, they would throw stuff at you. You had to watch your head. At least, especially women with the white head coverings. They would target the white head covering for some reason. No, it was the white head cloth. I think it was because they didn't like dogs either. If a dog walked under a tree with monkeys in it, they would shower him with stuff. They just throw it down, hitting them with branches, and they pee on them, and you know what else too. And I thought it was funny because I usually had a dog with me because I had Dobermans, and monkeys hate them dogs. What's that? Yeah, it was kind of interesting waking up in the night, monkeys screaming, fight with each other. Those howler monkeys were so loud, it sounded like kind of like a lion. I don't know if you say it was a lion and a bull, like a bellowing bull and a lion together. Kind of what it sounded like. And they would go off at each other. One would be in one tree and one in another tree, and they'd just scream at each other. Boy, they could really howl. It's funny when you first move down there, people who aren't familiar with it, they're like, "What in the world is that?" And it's like, yeah, it's a monkey. Yeah, up here we have a lot of turkeys. I don't see as many deer, but I see a few here and there. Hey, you guys, please don't be screaming. Yeah, bears. They say bears around. I've never actually seen one here, but there is bears around. Johnny, come here. Oh, Anna, come here. Come here. The boys are whining for some reason. Come here. Anna. They bring her over here. Johnny, you be quiet and not fight with Anna, please. Come here, Anna. Anna. Oh, boy. Come here, Anna. Come here, Lee. Medley. Come here. Come here, Lee. Come here. What's wrong with you? You fight with the brothers? You should say hi. You should say hi. Huh? What you got? A block of wood? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? I think Pete's on. Say hi to Pete. I ding. Jones YouTube channel. Hi. Josie's. How you doing, Josie? Yeah, it's nice to see new people in the chat sometimes. I've noticed since I changed the time from 7 to 8, I don't see as many people on. but our daylight changed so much. It's like it gets dark almost by 7, after 7 here. So my son got a deer last week on the opening day archery season. We hope to get a few more. I've never deer hunted yet. I usually just butcher animals, and I guess part of the problem is I seem to say I don't have time to go deer hunting. Our place would have deer on it. I mean, back in the back, if you go back into the woods, there was a lot of deer hunting stands back there. People used to hunt on, but hey, Johnny, come here. Johnny, I'm trying to do a live chat. You need to be quiet, please. Come here. Johnny, come here. Come here. You need to stop the whiny, okay? That's not nice to be whiny. You want to say hi to the live? You want to say hi to the live chat? We try to get back to the garden with the deer. Yeah. Thankfully, we don't have too many deer problems. I mean, I personally am quite glad for that, because I'd say with between the goats and the children, it's pretty rough to make sure the garden doesn't get eaten. But those deer, I know Missouri, my parents really have a lot of problems with deer. You what? You want to say hi? Pete's on there. Say hi, Pete. Huh? What, you not feeling very good right now? He's